G'day guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Wildkard. Thank you for watching the Wildkard Rugby Show. Like, comment and subscribe. And yes, you are here today because the greatest team in the world, the Wallabies, have announced their squad to be playing against the Springboks in 2 weeks time. And Joe Schmidt has been reluctant to select players from overseas in the previous outing against Wales. But this one, with the world champions knocking on the doorstep, he has indeed recalled one player from overseas, and that is Marika Corambetti. And it's an interesting selection there because I actually thought he might recall Will Skelton to feeling maybe more physicality in that four pack, especially knowing that how Springboks likes to play that physical dominance in that forward setup. And I think that maybe Joe Schmidt has something different in mind. Obviously, Corambetti has something really good as a winger, especially against the Springboks, has found a lot of success with, putting on massive shots on Makazuna Mapimpi, right? And that's maybe that's the energy that Joe Schmidt had in mind to bring him into the squad. But yeah, interesting selection regardless to bringing him into the setup. The Wallabies also has a couple of injuries leading to this match. Two big ones, Fraser McWright and Liam Wright are both out. The biggest loss here is obviously Fraser McWright. He has been absolutely spectacular for the Wallabies, and this is going to be a very tough battle in the four pack with Fraser McWright. His prowess, his clinicalness, and his work rate around the park, especially around the breakdown. It's going to be missing quite a bit of that. Yeah, a bit of that against the Springboks in that regard. So another good news is that the Angus Bell, the greatest loose air prop in the history of the world, has returned for the Wallabies. He had a bit of toe injury. He had to get a surgery to fix his toe to stop the injuries from recurring. But yeah, it's good to see him back. Hopefully he's been doing a lot of leg press. Hopefully he's been doing only leg press for his entire time that has been off the field. But let's have a look at who's in who's out for the Wallabies squad. Alan Alatoa, Angus Bell, Angus Blythe, Matt Fazler, Nick Frost, Tom Hooper. Yeah, Tom Hooper is another guy that's added to the squad. He was not in the squad against Wales. Isaac Kalea, Josh Naser, Zan Nongo, Billy Pollard, Luke Reimer, Larkham Salakai Loto, James Slipper, Carlos Tazano, another guy that's just been added into the squad. Tanla Tupo time. Seru Uru has been added as well, and an uncapped player who's been really good for the Reds for a number of seasons now. Rob Valentini, Jeremy Williams, and Harry Wilson will be the four pack, will be entrusted to deal with the bomb squad. And on the back line, Filippo Dalgonu comes in. Again, Ben Donaldson, Josh Fluke, Jake Gordon, Len Ikitau, Max Jorgensen has been added in the squad. He's a youngster that has been working with Eddie Jones a little bit last season. Andrew Callaway, Marika Corambetti, Noah Lolosio, Tom Liner, Tate McDermott, Hunter Paisami, Dylan Peach, Hamish Stewart, Corey Toole returns from the Olympics. We'll talk about the Olympics in a second. Added into the squad, Nick White and Tom Wright. So, as you can see, quite a number of big names not being selected due to injuries. Curly Beale, obviously, a big one. Rob Leota, another big one. Lockie Lonergan, big one. It's been out for a while now. And I think the biggest one that I was kind of expecting to bring back is Rabbit. But Rabbit is, despite his good outing against Wales, still not being considered at all. I thought he would come in to replace potentially the experience issue in the back line with Curly, to replace Curly Beale, who was originally a selection for the backs as, I guess, experienced backup. I thought that Rabbit would have been caught in for that, but clearly they have not done so. So still probably lacking a little experience in terms of guidance in the back line. In fact, they really do lack a bit of experience in the back line, but we all know that the battle is won up front, and the Springboks don't even have a backline, so who cares, right? We just need more forwards. I always think that the only way to beat the Springboks is to replace everybody in the backline with locks, and then, replace all the wingers with hookers, and then we can win the game against the Springboks. But hey, that's just me. Let me know your thoughts on these ideas. So, Rassie Erasmus, Dr. Rassie, has given his opinion about Joe Schmidt. The two has actually worked together in the past in Ireland under Leinster, I think it was. Leinster and Munster, sorry, my apologies. So they work together, so Joe Schmidt and Rassie Erasmus really know each other quite well, though the style of the coaching they would like to teach each other. the style of coaching they teach you. Obviously, when as national coaches, they play against each other as well. And I don't think they actually play each other as national coaches that much. Maybe one game, not that much, but they've definitely had their plenty of exchanges between the two coaches off the field. So Rassie has, he thinks that Joe Schmidt is really good at motivating the players and getting them ready for the game. I think I really do agree, and he thinks that it's really important that Joe Schmidt is really someone that's really high on detail. And yeah, we'll see how that's gonna go. We'll see if there can be any mind games gonna be played between the two coaching staff. But the reigning defending champions, the Springboks, has arrived in Australia today. In fact, maybe like about within the last 24 hours, they just arrived. So Thursday today, they've been training the next couple of days, heading into the big game next weekend at Lang Park in Brisbane. So that's going to be a big match, and Rassie obviously wants to win 2 games against Australia. But, come on, just 1 game. All I ask is 1 win at Suncorp setting at Lang Park in Brisbane, and I'll be happy for the remainder of the year. And also a win against the All Blacks. That's all I want for the year. Just 2 wins and maybe the Bloodless Little Cup. Then that will make me happy for the remainder of the year. We can lose every other game, right? I would not give a rat's, okay? That's all I ask. Is that too much? That's not too much, right? That's not too much to ask. Just 3 wins that I want this year, and everything else is fine. And obviously, talking about the Bloodless Little Cup, the big man himself, Scotty Barrett, has returned. So the All Blacks announced the team, but Scotty Barrett has gone under the knife. So when I saw this, I was like, finally they're gonna make Scotty Barrett look good. They're gonna put some go under the knife, put some injections in his eyes to make him look more like Bowden, right? Look like handsome Bowden. And unfortunately, that's not the case. He's had a bit of a surgery on his finger. Come on, he's taking the Damien Willems route, all right? Had a bit of surgery on his finger, but he's ready. He's gonna be able to play. He's a name in the squad. Unlike Damien Willems, has to take like 3 months off because of a little finger surgery. A real man like Scotty Barrett, right, will go back onto the field with a broken finger regardless, right? So here's the new All Black selection, All Black squad. We'll be heading to Argentina first, and yeah, a few changes to the team. Just some big, there's some clear direction changes due to injuries and just due to the way that some of the players performing against Fiji was quite impressive. So maybe we'll see some of them in action against, definitely probably against Argentina, but we might see some of them against Australia as well. And yeah, let's go through the list. There's some big return as well. Will Jordan returns, but let's go through the list and see who's in, who's out for the mighty All Blacks. So Osafa Aomoa is the hooker, Cody Taylor and George Bell. Props, Ethan de Groot, I am Groot, Tariel Lomax, Fletcher Newell, Pasilio Tosi, who's played really well against Fiji, Ofa Tuangafasi, Tamati Williams have all been added into the props. So Tosi had, like I said before, one of the highest run meters for a forward in all of Super Rugby, and he showed that again against the Fijians. In the locks position, finally, Razor has realized having 3 locks was just not good enough. So Patrick Tuipulotu is back. Scotty Barrett, Tupuvai is still the same 3, but with Sam Darrell added into the mix. Sam Darrell had his cap against Fiji as well. Looked really, really good. The lineup actually just looked so much better with Darrell in the group, whereas it was just a complete mess against the English. The loose forwards, Ethan Blackadder, Sam Kane, Sammy Penny Finau, Luke Jacobson, Dalton Papali'i, Adi Savea, and Wallace Satiti. So a big return here is Sam Kane, the former captain. He has announced that he will retire, by the end of the season. He's 95 caps, so maybe he will retire on his 100th test cap. I think that's probably his plan. I mean, he's just been really worn down over the years. He's only 32 years of age, so he could definitely carry the team for another World Cup if he wants to. And yeah, it is just really unfortunate how everything went so terribly for him over the years under Mr. Ian Foster. In the backs now, we've got halfback Noah Holtham, stays from the Crusaders. TJ Perenara returns from an awful-looking leg injury, so he's okay. Cortez Ratama retains that spot. So Fine Christie gets dropped out. A lot of you guys wanted calling for that, so I hope you're happy Christie has been dropped. He has family to feed, he's got kids and wives and stuff. Now he's lost his job. Thanks a lot, guys. But yeah, hope you guys feel good about that one. But yeah, feeling Christie's dropped to everybody's, I guess, celebrations all around New Zealand. So I wonder if they're gonna actually start Ratimer as probably the preferred starting guy over TJ Perenara. We'll have to see that, because I do think that Ratimer played really, really well, especially against Fiji before he was taken off after he got knocked out. So and he also played really well in the second test against England when he replaced TJ Perenara as well in the second half. So yeah, much better than feeling Christie. So we'll wonder if he's actually going to get that nod to be the starting number 9. So in the 5'8" now, Beauden Barrett and Damien McKenzie returns the 2 starting spots. In the midfielders, Jordy Barrett, David Havili returns. He had a terrible season for the Crusaders, by the way. So I don't know why. I mean, it's just probably Razor Robertson picking out his old mates. Riku Ioane, Anton Leonard-Brown, and Billy Proctor stays. I also had a good game against Fiji. And the outside backs, Caleb Clark, Will Jordan returns, and there was some talks about where they want to put Will Jordan. So I think obviously Scott Razor Robertson, the head coach of Crusaders, had Will Jordan playing fullback. I think that's probably where he wants to put Will Jordan. So now there's a bit of a conundrum. If you put Will Jordan at fullback, then nobody's going to be there to hold Damien McKenzie's hands out of the fullback position as a playmaker, because Will Jordan is not really your typical playmaker style of fullback like Beauden Barrett is. So yeah, I wonder how they're going to set up that one. I think they're probably going to trial a little bit. They probably have Will Jordan at fullback and just have Damien McKenzie start and see how that go against Argentina. If that does not work out, then they may have to bring up Beauden to the starting 15 for the bigger matches against the Wallabies and against the Springboks. So we'll have to see how they're going to juggle that around. Stephen Perifetta, Saville Reese, and Mark Talea will be the final 3 players finishing off the All Blacks 36-man squad. TJ Perenara has been talked about as well. After returning from injury, he's looking at going to another stint in Japan. So potentially we're missing him next season. And finally, we're going to be talking about the Olympics. Oh God, I hate the Olympics, but we have to talk about it. Anton Dupont won the gold medal. He literally came off the bench as the bomb, not the bomb squad, just the bomb in the second half, and dominated the game, scoring 2 tries, setting up the first try. Literally the first time he touched the ball, he set up a try. It was just outstanding and got his gold medal, and hopefully he's happy now. He can just settle down and focus on his 15s team and really bring France to a potential Rugby World Cup win in 2027. Really need him to be focusing on that going forward. The bronze medal was between Australia and South Africa. A little bit disappointing for the Aussies. There was a red card to the captain, Maloof, and he put a massive shot on one of the South Africans, which I really enjoyed. Albeit it was too high and illegal, but it was satisfying to see the first shot being fired to the Springboks. And yeah, disappointing. The Wallabies had a chance to win the game with the drop goal right at the end when they scored a try, but they missed the conversion drop goal. And then for the the Blitzboks to win in the dying seconds of the game after that missed drop goal. So with that being said, so yeah, that's done. That's out of the way. So no more 7s. Don't have to talk about that anymore for 4 more years. Hopefully I don't have to talk about it in 4 more years as well, because I absolutely hate the Olympics. It's just, like the way they literally just make money by paying and then pay like nothing to the athletes. It's like one of the most awful thing you can do to someone to get people to basically compete for like borderline no money, and then reaps in billions of dollars to a corrupt organization that leave the countries bankrupt with stadiums that never been used again. Anyway, so I hate the Olympics. I hope it's like never. I hope that dies. I hope it never happens again. But I can only wish. Especially, did you guys know that the torch rally, when they bring the fire from Athens or whatever, Mount Olympus or whatever, run the torch to the stadium to light the fire. That whole thing was started by the Nazis. So yeah, the whole torch running, it's all like literally the Nazi came up with the idea to like legitimize this regime to make it look. Anyway, so I hate the Olympics. So hopefully I don't have to talk about it again. But it is what it is. It's disgusting. I hate it. So anyway, move on. Lee Halfpenny has decided to sign with Harlequins, so that's really good for him. Tail end of his career, so finishing off in a pretty prominent team as well in England. Henry Slade has suffered a shoulder injury that was unreported from the All Blacks Test series. So he's going under a operation for that. So he's fine. There were some changes, obviously pre-season changes for Super Rugby teams. Rob Leota, obviously the Rebels going under, has joined the Waratahs, I believe it was. Did you join the Waratahs? Yeah, joined the Waratahs for next season. Darby Lancaster, the beekeeper, has joined Waratahs as well. And so there's a lot of people joining the Waratahs. And we'll see. Probably still lose every game because, it's the Waratahs. And then we got the Caleb Clark in the Blues powerhouse, staying with the Blues for another year. A massive, massive retainment for that. There was some interesting talks in New Zealand that Lumape, he was looking at a training run at the Warriors, which is the rugby league team. So the Wars, right? And up the Wars. And there was some, rumors that he might be going back to rugby league. He initially started as rugby league, but the coaches came out and settled that he's not actually going to sign or anything jumping code to rugby league at all. Also on the weekend, the Scottish team played against, I should know this, Uruguay. And obviously they won the game, and Duhan van der Merwe has beaten Stuart Hogg's try-scoring record by 1, scoring his 28th try on the weekend. So that's congratulations to him. And finally, in South Africa, Chris Smith has confirmed that he's going to France to Onyanags or whatever. And so that's good for him to be in France. A little bit late for the Olympics, Chris, but hey, hopefully you enjoy your stay in France in your upcoming season. And that's the news this week, guys. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. And don't ask about more sevens, please. That's it. No more. And just focus on the 15s game. And thanks for watching. Appreciate your time. Like, comment, subscribe. And I'll see you guys possibly next week. I don't think there's anything this weekend, is it? So see you guys next week. Have a good one. Cheers.